This secret strategy will make you 10 times better in pickleball before you even start to play pickleball. You need to have the right mindset. Many beginner players are preoccupied with their performance and how to improve it, rather when enjoying the sport. Playing the game is the only way to truly appreciate it, whether you're a newcomer trying to find your footing or a seasoned veteran making the transition from another sport. However, a competitive spirit is also required. When I say competitiveness, what I mean is using tactics to beat the opposition. You can utilize a wide variety of strategies, both fundamental and advanced, to outplay your opponent in a game of pickleball. These tactics can be employed in either a singles or doubles match, although they are executed very differently depending on the format. So if you want to improve your pickleball game, it's important to be familiar with particular strategies that will uplift your game to new levels. Hello, and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your #1 spot for all pickleball content. In today's video, we're going to talk about the secret strategies that will make you 10 times better in pickleball. Now let's get right into the video. When you're just starting out, you should focus on the basics. The good serve, comfortable return, and good third shot. Because of the high-stakes nature of playing, as an individual you must put up maximum effort and bear full responsibility in a doubles match, though the stakes are much higher, and you must work in tandem with your partner to achieve success. Here are some of the best strategies that are going to help you improve your game. Use the soft game in order to familiarize themselves with the paddle and develop muscle memory for performing the strokes. Most novice players start by practicing long shots. Therefore, they rely heavily on the power game and staying deep in the court for most of their strokes. Beginners are more likely to use dinks and volleys than to play anywhere near the non-volley zone, since it takes a long time to develop a gentle touch and the ability to place the shots. Consequently, the soft game is a useful strategy for gaining an advantage over a Napa's opponent and coercing them into making careless mistakes. As pickleball players advance and skill, they learn that finesse and precision are more effective than brute force. When facing a novice, the use of touch strokes allows you to maintain control of the match, regardless of how formidable your opponent's game may be. A novice player's natural reaction to slowing the ball down or using dink shots is to hit it hard. In return, the ball will likely go into the net or over the baseline, earning you an easy point. Be consistent and play the percentage shots when playing against a novice. Consistency is your greatest asset for the simple reason that nearly no new players have the quality. Some of your opponents may be bangers who prefer to use brute force on every shot they take, while others may have an excellent eye for where the ball should go but be physically unfit to provide adequate cord coverage. So being consistent and forcing your opponent to make a mistake is the most potent weapon you can have against the novice. Beginners typically struggle to mount a rally and eventually win a point. They aren't patient enough to see the game through a difficult stretch or hold out for a better opportunity to score. The odds of your opponent trying to force the issue increase if you keep the ball in play regularly and don't attempt any flashy shots. Therefore, there will be instances when the match is not of high quality, and protracted rallies are not to be expected in pickleball. Players who don't make mistakes are most likely to come on top than those who consistently hit winners. Consistency rather than flashiness might go far in helping you defeat your opponent. Target opponent's positioning. In pickleball, there are only 2 possible positions for a player to be in at any given time throughout a point position, either at the baseline or the foul line. There's a reason why the space between the baseline and the kitchen line is referred to as no man's land. A power shot is taken from the baseline, while a soft shot is taken from the kitchen line, yet both are legal. In a game, inexperienced players frequently make the same mistake of not being in one of those positions. Keep an eye on your opponent's positioning if they are a novice players, since they are probably not in the best position to win. You should have an easy chance to do so when a player is stationed near the baseline. For instance, the majority of the shots they return will have bounce once and land below their waist. However, if you're standing at the kitchen line, you can expect a volley in response while in no man's land. However, an opponent has a better time hitting strokes that are more difficult to return because they are closer to the opponent's feet. If you manage to make contact with shots that land at your feet, your return will likely be erratic at best, when your opponent is in a neutral zone across court dink is a surefire winner due to the extreme difficulty of returning the ball. As a result, it is essential to keep an eye on the positioning of the opponent, as there is a high probability of easy points being available. Now, before we move ahead to talk more about interesting strategies, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Add spin to your shots. As we've already seen, novice players often make the mistakes returning with excessive force and a lack of positional awareness. Spinning the truth is a tool that might come in handy with things look bleak. Players who play only for fun often struggle with getting the ball to spin away from them. Whether by undercutting the stroke or hooking it can be difficult for such opponents to predict the direction and magnitude of spin. When the ball speed is increased and spin is added to the shots, they can only handle it. So even if they predict which way it will spin and how much, slow shots, especially those with any bit of spin, will usually be met with a more aggressive response, giving you a good opportunity to score a simple point accordingly when playing against a casual player. It's a good tactic to increase the spin on your shots, go close to the kitchen, and play volleys. Shots taken from the kitchen line typically account for the vast majority of points and more advanced pickleball games. Pickleball is different from tennis, and that it's not advantageous to play from the baseline and pound your shots. Moving to the kitchen line at every available chance is crucial if you want to dictate the tempo of the game. The ability to play volleys is a must. If you want to succeed at the kitchen line, it's more convenient to simply let the ball bounce, but that could end up nullifying any benefit you might have gained by playing in the kitchen. By not allowing your opponent's return to touch the ground, you decrease the amount of time they have to respond and improve the precision of your shots when you play on the volley. In addition, if you're already standing at the kitchen line and you let the ball bounce, and high lobs are usually too tempting for them to deal with, try to lob a few high balls at them early on to see if they will attempt to smash. And if so, how well will they execute? Shoot it. Certainly it's acceptable they appear to have no trouble whatsoever handling the situation. However, there's a high probability that their execution will be subpar, and they will either hit one of them far beyond the court's boundaries or straight into the net. The second option applies. You should challenge them with additional high lobs. Their self-assurance will decrease with each smash that they botch. They'll gain the upper hand in your opponent's mind and score some easy points with this strategy. In the beginning, a player's forehand is the primary tool for power, and this is where the focus of a beginner's game lies. Therefore, it makes sense to limit their abilities and encourage them to make mistakes in pickleball. You win by getting your opponents to make a mistake rather than by consistently scoring points. So, which of these strategies is your favorite? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.